Hello viewers, this is Geeta. Welcome to my channel. In the previous videos of consignment account, we have seen the concept. If you have not visited those videos, please do visit those videos so that you have a thorough understanding. Okay? Today I have taken a practical sum. I have taken a sum of question number 4, November 2018 of CA Foundation. So let us get into this video. Raj of Gwalior consigned 15,000 kgs of ghee at the rate of 30 per kg to his agent Siraj at Delhi. He spent 5 per kg as freight and insurance for sending the ghee at Delhi. Okay. First, he has consigned 15,000 kgs at the rate of 30 per kg. That is the cost price what he has sent. And he has spent 5 rupees per kg as freight and insurance for sending those material, ghee to Delhi. Okay, on the way, 100 kgs of ghee was lost due to leakage. So there was some leakage because it is a ghee or milk, whatever you send, there may be spilling, okay, leakage. So that leakage, which is to be treated as normal loss, they themselves have given very clearly that you have to treat this as normal loss. And 400 kgs of ghee were destroyed in transit. In transit means on the way again. And rupees 9,000 was paid to consignee directly by insurance company as insurance claim. So from this point, it is very, very clear that this 400 kgs of ghee which were destroyed is abnormal loss, because for normal loss we cannot get any insurance. Okay. Now moving on to the sum, Siraj sold 7,500 kgs at the rate of 60 per kg, and he spent 33,000 on advertisement as recurring expenses. Commission to consignee is 5% on sales. Simply whatever the sale value, we have to pay 5%, and you are required to calculate amount of abnormal loss. First thing they have asked you about to calculate amount of abnormal loss. Second one is value of stock at the end, and third is prepare the consignment account. Okay, the mark is 10 marks for this sum. So before getting into that, we have to first let us do the working note for calculating the value of abnormal loss. As I have already explained, abnormal loss is calculated in the same manner as we calculate the value of closing stock. See here, the closing stock is valued at cost price or net realizable value, whichever is lower as per AS2. This we all know. Okay. AS2 பிரகாரம் நமக்கு வேல்யூ ஆஃப் க்ளோசிங் ஸ்டாக் நம்ம எப்படி வேல்யூ பண்ண போகிறோம்? காஸ்ட் ப்ரைஸ் அல்லது மார்க்கெட் ப்ரைஸ், விச்செவர் இஸ் லோவர். நெட் ரியலைசபிள் வேல்யூ மீன்ஸ் மார்க்கெட் ப்ரைஸ். ஓகே, ஸோ அதில் தான் நம்ம வந்து வேல்யூ பண்ண போகிறோம். பட் தட் காஸ்ட் இஸ் நாட் ஒன்லி த பையிங் காஸ்ட். யூ மஸ்ட் ரிமெம்பர் ஆல்வேஸ் when it is said that the cost price or net realizable value, the cost price is not only the buying cost, வாங்கிய விலை மட்டுமல்ல, whatever the expenses incurred to bring that material to the present condition and location, that has to be added, then only it becomes a cost. என்ன அப்படி மீனிங் அப்படின்னு கேட்டிங்கன்னா, இந்த மெட்டீரியலை நம்முடைய ப்ரெசண்ட் லொக்கேஷனுக்கு கொண்டு வருவதற்கு நாம் எவ்வளோ செலவு பண்ணியிருக்கோமோ அந்த செலவையும் நம்ம என்ன பண்ணணும், காஸ்ட்டாக ஆட் பண்ணணும். ஓகேயா? சப்போஸ் ஐ ஹவ் பாட் ஒன் மெட்டீரியல் and to bring it to my location I have to pay some freight charges. அதை நான் வந்து தோளில் தூக்கிட்டு வர முடியாது. ஐ ஹாவ் டு பிரிங் இட் த்ரூ சம் வெஹிக்கிள். ஸோ அந்த வெஹிக்கிளுக்கு நான் கொடுக்கக்கூடிய ஃப்ரைட்டாக இருக்கட்டும், இல்லை வழியில் நான் கொடுக்கக்கூடிய டியூட்டிஸ், டேக்ஸஸாக இருக்கட்டும், எல்லாமே அதில் என்ன ஆயிரும், காஸ்ட்டில் ஆட் ஆயிரும். எப்படி நம்ம காஸ்ட்டில் ஆட் பண்ண போகிறோம்? வி ஆர் கோயிங் டு ஆட் இட் ப்ரப்போர்ஷனேட் காஸ்ட். Ma'am, what is the meaning of proportionate cost? I'll explain you. Proportionate costனா என்ன அப்படின்னு கேட்டிங்கன்னா, சப்போஸ் நான் வந்து 10,000 kgs of material I am sending and I spent 5,000 rupees on freight. 10,000 kg நான் வந்து அனுப்பும் பொழுது 5,000 rupees நான் வந்து freight பே பண்ணிட்டேன். That 5,000 rupees I have spent for 10,000 kgs. ஆனால் இப்போ என்கிட்ட இருக்கிற ஸ்டாக்கு எவ்வளவு 1,000 கேஜி தான் இருக்குது. அப்போ 5,000 ருபீஸை நான் 1,000 கேஜியோடைய பையிங் ப்ரைஸில் ஆட் பண்ண முடியுமா? முடியாது. இப்போது சப்போஸ் நான் I have spent 5,000 rupees for 10,000 kgsனால் 1,000 kgsக்கு நான் எவ்வளவு செலவு பண்ணியிருப்பேன். அதுதான் proportionate cost. Now you understand, I hope so. That proportionate cost. Suppose I have spent 5,000 on 10,000 kgs. So 1,000 kgக்கு எவ்வளோ ரூபா வரும்? It is 500 rupees. That 500 rupees is the proportionate cost of freight. I have to add with the buying cost. That becomes the cost price of that stock. Suppose consignee also spends some direct expenses. கன்சைனிகிட்ட போனதுக்கப்புறமும் அவர் அந்த மெட்டீரியலை வந்து வெளியே எடுக்கிறதுக்கு சம் கிளியரிங் சார்ஜஸ் கொடுக்கலாம். ஏன்னா the AS2 is saying very clearly that all the costs incurred till it reaches its present location and condition. ஸோ கன்சைனியுடைய குடவுனுக்கு வர்ற வரைக்கும் அவர் என்னென்ன செலவு பண்ணுறாரோ தட் இஸ் ஆல் நான் ரெக்கரிங் எக்ஸ்பென்சஸ். நான் ரெக்கரிங் மீன்ஸ் என்ன? ஒரு டைம் தான் செலவு பண்ண போகிறாரு. அந்த மெட்டீரியலில் ஒரு டைம் தான் அவர் ஃப்ரைட் கொடுக்க போகிறாரு. ஒன் டைம் ஒன்லி ஹீ இஸ் கோயிங் டு பே த டாக்ஸஸ் அண்ட் டியூட்டிஸ். ஒன் டைம் ஒன்லி ஹீ இஸ் கோயிங் டு பே த charges, freight charges or clearing charges, whatever it is. That also again proportionately will be added to the cost of the stock, because that stock is ultimately lying with the consignee's godown. அங்கே வரைக்கும் போயிருச்சு. ஸோ அந்த எல்லா செலவும் இன்கர் ஆயிருச்சு ஆல்ரெடி. நம்ம அந்த க்ளோசிங் ஸ்டாக்குக்கும் ஃப்ரைட்டு, இன்சூரன்ஸு, if he has paid that direct insurance, non-recurring expenses, we have to add. But if he has paid any after reaching the godown, அவர் வந்து godown இன்சூரன்ஸோ godown ரெண்ட்டோ அல்லது அட்வர்டைஸ்மெண்ட்டோ அல்லது செல்லிங் எக்ஸ்பென்சஸோ செலவு பண்ணியிருந்தார்னா that will not become the part of the cost of the stock. I hope I am very very clear to you. Okay, so now let us get into that. இப்போ abnormal loss வந்து எங்கே நடக்குதுன்னு பார்க்கணும். abnormal loss வழியில் நடந்ததுன்னா கன்சைனியூக்கு வந்து அந்த மெட்டீரியல் போய் சேரவே கிடையாது. ஸோ no expenses of consignee will be added to that. Am I clear? If the abnormal loss happens in transit on the way, then only the consignor expenses has been spent, because that material has not at all reached the consignee. அப்போ நாம் என்ன பண்ண போகிறோம்? only proportionate expenses of consignor will be added. But in case in the abnormal loss happens at the godownல நடந்ததுன்னா that consignee would have spent already non-recurring expenses. Suppose consignee non-recurring expenses செலவு பண்ணியிருந்தார்னா, so we have to add that proportionate cost also. Hope you understand. Here the abnormal loss has happened on the way. Okay, so there is no need of adding any consignee expenses. So let us get into how to calculate the abnormal loss, value of abnormal loss. Very very simple, very easy. You will be able to understand it. First you have to write the heading, working note, and you write calculation of presentation is very very important. Calculation of amount of abnormal loss, and I am going to calculate the value of closing stock both in one working note. Okay, so that would be very easier for you. Particulars, you write unit and the value you are writing in rupees. We already know from the sum that goods sent on consignment account is 15,000 kgs. So I am writing here goods sent on consignment account. Hope you are able to see it. Goods sent on consignment account. How much we have sent? 15,000 kgs. Unit is 15,000. This is in kgs. So what is the value? We have sent at the rate of 30 per kg. So per kg the cost price is 30 rupees. So for 15,000 kgs, what is the value? 4,50,000. Hope it's very clear. Okay. So now I have written the how much goods has been sent, the total quantity and total value. Now I am going to add the consignor expenses because that is also forming a part of the cost. So add consignor expenses. Consignor expenses is always a direct expenses. Whatever the money spent by the consignor, we have to add it. Generally, he will be spending for transit insurance and freight. Consignor expenses is here they have given it 5 rupees per kg. In the sum they have given he has spent 5 rupees per kg. So we know that he has sent 15,000 kgs. So per kg he has spent 5 rupees. So what is the value of consignor expenses? He has spent it on freight and insurance. So this is excuse me, 15,000 into 5 is 75,000. So this is the total cost spent on 15,000 kgs while he is sending the consignment. So what is the total cost here? 15,000 kgs I have sent and my cost has become 5,25,000. Okay. So now I have sent it. This is the amount I have spent on insurance and freight. Now on the way there was an abnormal loss of 400 kgs. I have to remove that abnormal loss from the consignment account. Why I have to remove the abnormal loss value from the consignment account? What happens? You recall when we do the journal entry for theft or accident by fire, what is the journal entry? We used to write theft account or accident by fire is a loss. So what is the golden rule? Any loss or expense we have to debit it. So we are debiting the loss by fire debit to purchases account because the material has gone out. The material is not available now. So we are going to credit only the purchases account. Purchases account ultimately gets transferred to trading account. So that will be reduced from the trading account. Same way here we are going to reduce it from the consignment account because this loss is not due to consignment. If I keep that, this side I am putting 15,000 kgs I have sent and that side I am keeping this as a loss, then this project will look like a loss making project. Of course, this loss is a loss to the business, but it is not the loss due to consignment. This you should understand. So now what I am going to write? A less abnormal loss. What is my abnormal loss? Abnormal loss is 400 kgs. Hope you are able to understand. Abnormal loss is 400 kgs. Now I have to find out the value of abnormal loss. Ma'am, how to find out the value of abnormal loss, ma'am? How we are going to find out? By using a unitary method. My 15,000 kgs cost is 5,25,000. Then what would be the cost of 400? Very simple way. You can cross multiply this, divide it by this, or you can divide this amount by this and multiply it by 400. Either way you can do it. This is called a unitary method. This you multiply it, cross multiply it and divide it by 15,000. So let us 5,25,000. Let us divide 5,25,000, divide it by 15,000 and we are going to multiply it by 400 kgs. The amount comes to 14,000. This is the cost of my abnormal loss. This will appear in my consignment account. Out of these 14,000 only, the insurance in the sum they have told, the insurance company has paid 9,000 rupees. So the net loss is only 5,000 rupees. That we will come back when we prepare the consignment account. I hope this is very clear. Very simple method. You write only whatever the total goods is sent on consignment account, you write the unit and you write the value. Okay, first point is over. Second step is you have to add the consignor expenses. Whatever the expenses he has spent on consignor, you have to add that to the value of the goods sent. So the total value will come down. This is the total cost spent on the total units sent on consignment account. Out of this total consignment, I have lost 400 due to abnormal loss, fire, accident, or whatever the case may be. So now what is the cost of my 400? This you can find out by unitary method. As I said, you multiply it, cross multiply it, and divide it by 15,000. Otherwise also you understand the cost of 15,000 kg is 5,25,000, and what would be the cost of 400 kgs. So abnormal loss is over. So now I got the net amount is 5,11,000 and my quantity has come down to 14,600. And in the question they say that there is some leakage also. On the way 100 kgs of ghee was lost due to leakage, which is a normal loss. So as I have already told you, normal loss we will be deducting only the quantity, no value. This value itself will increase, per unit value will increase. So now I am going to less my normal loss. So you write less normal loss. Normal loss is 100 kgs. So no value. I have already told you, you have to keep it very clear. So now the quantity has become 14,500. This 14,500 kgs now will cost me 5,11,000. So do you understand? Earlier 5,11,000 was the cost of 14,600 kgs. Now the same value will become the cost of 14,500. When you divide it, the per kg cost will increase. When there is a normal loss, definitely the per kg cost will increase. It means that we are absorbing the normal loss, okay, into the account. Hope it is very clear. நமக்கு நார்மல் லாஸுடைய வேல்யூவையும் நம்ம இதில் மைனஸ் பண்ணிவிட்டு இப்போ நம்முடைய 5,11,000 வந்து 14,500 வேல்யூவாக மாறிடும். அப்போ ஒரு கேஜி வேல்யூ வந்து நமக்கு இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆயிரும் இன் கேஸ் ஆஃப் நார்மல் லாஸ். நார்மல் லாஸ்க்கு நம்ம குவான்டிட்டி மட்டும்தான் நம்ம சப்ட்ராக்ட் பண்ணுவோம், வேல்யூவை டச் பண்ண மாட்டோம். ஸோ யூ கீப் இட் இன் மைண்ட். ஓகே, நவ் நெக்ஸ்ட் கம்மிங் டு இப்போ கன்சைனிக்கு எவ்வளோ குவான்டிட்டி தான் போய் சேர்ந்துருக்கு. 14,500 only reached the consignee. The consignee is at Delhi. Siraj டெல்லிக்கு 14,500 தான் போய் சேர்ந்துருக்கு. அவர் ஏதாவது டைரக்ட் எக்ஸ்பென்சஸ் செலவு பண்ணியிருக்கிறாரா? நத்திங் இஸ் செட் ஹியர். He said that he has spent 33,000 on advertisement. This is an indirect expenses. So this will not become a part of your cost of the material. So we can forget about it. And he has sold 7,500 kgs. So now how much is sold? So I am going to less quantity sold. Quantity sold. Because I have to find out the closing stock. So he has sold 7,500. I need not to find out the value. There is no need of finding out the value. So 7,500 he has sold. Now how much is left out in the go down of the consignee? Only 7,000. This is my closing stock. Okay, so this is inventories on consignment account, or you can write the closing stock. Inventories on consignment account is 7,000. The unit is 7,000. Now, ma'am, how to find out the value? It is very, very simple. Same thing. So, cross multiplication. 14,500 is costing 5,11,000. And what is the cost of 7,000? Okay, very simple. Let us find out. 5 lakh, this is again by unitary, using a unitary method. 5,11,000 divided by 14,500 into 7,000. It is coming in fraction 2,46,689.65. I am taking in the whole number 2,46,690. I am taking in a whole rupee. Okay, whenever it comes 0.5 and above 0.65, you can take it as a whole rupee. So now what is the value of closing stock? 2,46,690. So we have calculated. They have asked us to find out the value of abnormal loss. Amount of abnormal loss is 14,000, and they have asked us to find out the value of stock at the end. The value of stock at the end is 2,46,690. Hope it is very, very clear. Now shall we move on to prepare the consignment account? The third requirement is prepare the consignment account. So let us go on to prepare the consignment account. When you prepare the consignment account, you must remember the consignment account is a nominal account. So you are going to debit all the expenses to consignment. Regarding this consignment, whatever the expenses we have made, we have to debit it, and whatever the sale proceeds we have to receive, we have to credit it. Okay, first I am going to debit. Just like your trading account, we are going to debit the purchases. So here we are going to debit to goods sent on consignment account. This consignment has received some goods sent on consignment account. Sent on consignment account. How much is the goods sent on consignment account? We have already find out 15,000 kgs we have sent, that is 4,50,000. So I am going to write the value in the outer column as 4,50,000. So this is the value of goods sent on consignment account, that is 15,000 kgs of ghee at the rate of 30 per kg. Clear? So now moving on to consignor expenses. When the consignor is spending freight, insurance, what is the journal entry? You have to debit the consignment only. As I have already told you, don't debit freight or insurance. Consignment account is debited to bank account. So I am going to write here to bank account, because we are writing a ledger. Before preparing the consignment account, I would like to remind you, you must not forget to write the heading in the books of Raj of Gwalior, consignment to Siraj, Delhi account, and don't forget to write debit and credit, and your column should also be proper. To bank account, how much he has spent? 5 rupees per kg. He has spent 5 rupees per kg. He has sent 15,000 kgs. So the total amount he has spent on freight and insurance is 75,000. We can write here in the bracket freight and insurance, so that we are able to know what is the expenses made by the consignor. Okay, so the freight and insurance is 75,000. Now whatever the expenses the consignee is making is also on behalf of the consignor. So ultimately we have to reimburse those expenses to the consignee. ஓகே, உங்களுக்கு புரியும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். கன்சைனி பண்ணுற செலவுமே அதை கன்சைன்மெண்ட் அக்கௌண்ட்டில் நம்ம என்ன பண்ணணும்? டெபிட் பண்ணணும். ஏன்னா அவர் செய்கிற செலவு எல்லாமே ஆன் பிஹாஃப் ஆஃப் கன்சைனர், நமக்காக தான் செலவு பண்ணுறாரு. ஸோ நம்ம அக்கௌண்ட்டில் தான் அது டெபிட் ஆகும். ஸோ நாம் என்ன பண்ணணும்? ஏன்னா அவர் ஃபஸ்ட்டு செலவு பண்ணிட்டார். ஸோ நம்ம அவருக்கு தான் பணத்தை ரீஇம்பர்ஸ் பண்ண போகிறோம், திருப்பி தர போகிறோம். டு கன்சைனி அக்கௌண்ட், what is the expenses he has made? We have already seen here. He has spent 33,000 on advertisement. So first I am going to give him this advertisement expenses. Advertisement expenses he has spent 33,000. I am putting it in the inner column because we have to pay him the commission also. So next I am going to write the commission. Commission we have to pay him 5% on sales. This we will come back later. Okay, on sales we have to give very simple 5% on sales we have to give him. Okay, so now coming to this sale proceeds, whatever quantity he has sold, we will be crediting the consignment account. As we credit the sales in our trading account, we are going to credit the sales here also, but we are going to write by consignee account because the amount is received by the consignee, and ultimately the consignee is like a debtor. Okay, he is not a debtor, but he is like a debtor. So we are writing by consignee account. He has to pay us this amount because what is the entry? Consignee account will be debited to consignment account. Here you are going to write in the bracket sale proceeds. What he has sold, see here in the sum, he has sold 7,500 kgs of ghee at the rate of 60 per kg. So how much he has sold? 7,500 kgs at the rate of 60 per kg. What is the value coming? It is 4,50,000. You can multiply and verify that. 4,50,000. Okay, now there is an abnormal loss. As I have already told you, we have to remove this abnormal loss from the consignment account. Okay, so what we are going to do? By abnormal loss account. Hope you are able to see abnormal loss account. Abnormal loss account. Now in this abnormal loss, we have already seen we have received insurance claim. How much we have received? 9,000 rupees. The net loss how much? 5,000 rupees to P&L account. Ultimately to P&L account how much will go? 5,000 only. So the total abnormal loss account is 14,000 rupees, whereas 9,000 has been received in the bank, okay, by insurance claim, and 5,000 will go to P&L account. Now what is left out? We have got inventory because he has sold only 7,500, so there is a closing stock. By inventories on, that will also of course in the trading account where you write the closing stock on the credit side. Just like a trading account, you have to prepare the consignment account. So it is very easy. Inventories on consignment account. Instead of writing closing stock, I am simply writing a technical term, inventories on consignment account. How much inventory is left out with me? 7,000 kgs of ghee left out with me. Do I know the value? Yes, ma'am. Already we have calculated 2,46,690. So 2,46,690. Don't forget to write the working note number. Working note number 1 is giving how I arrived at the figure of 2,46,690. This abnormal loss also, write the working note number. How I arrived at the figure of 14,000, the working note number 1 is explaining it. So now we are very comfortable. We can give the commission. Very simple. Commission is on sales. Very simple. Okay, my dear girls and boys, it's very simple. 4,50,000. I have to pay 5% on 4,50,000. What is 4,50,000 multiplied by 5%? That commission comes to 22,500. So now what is the total amount I have to pay the consignee? Is 33,000 I have to pay him for his advertisement expenses, and 22,500 I have to pay him for commission. So the total amount due to consignee is 55,500. So my work is over. Whatever I have sent, I have debited. Whatever sold is credited, and whatever abnormal loss I have removed from the consignment account. And what is the closing stock? I gave the value here in order to increase the cost. Whatever the consignor expenses I have put on the debit side, and all the consignee expenses which also to be reimbursed. Reimbursed means நாம திருப்பி தர வேண்டிய பணம் அவர் செலவு பண்ணிட்டாரு. So now the total is, we are going to make the total. So we are comfortable with making the total. Hope the credit side is more. If the credit side is more, there is a profit on the consignment account. So I am going to total the credit side. 4,50,000 plus 14,000 plus 2,46,690. My total comes to 7,10,690. Okay, 7,10,690. As I did in my class 11, I am going to write the same value on the opposite side, 7,10,690. Now I am going to total this and subtract from this. So I am going to total 4,50,000 plus 75,000 plus 55,500 minus 7,10,690. What is coming? The balancing figure is 1,30,190. This is the profit on this consignment account. This should go to my P&L account. To profit and loss account, don't write short like me. You write profit and loss account. You have to write balancing figure, and you should write profit transferred. So you learn all these things so that there is no confusion, no doubt left out. So the total becomes this thing. What is the net result in consignment account? It is 1,30,190. What is the, they have asked us to do three things. Find out the amount of abnormal loss. We have written the abnormal loss amount is 14,000. We had found out by preparing the working note, and they have asked us to prepare the value of stock. We have found out, and they have asked us to prepare the consignment account. We prepared the consignment account, and we found out that there is a profit of 1,30,190. Hope this video gives you a very, very clear understanding. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to give your comments, which will help us to improve better. If you want some more clarification on any transaction, I'll be happy to do that. So let us see some more question papers in the forthcoming videos. Thank you for watching.